Hearing about all of these entrepreneurs starting their own businesses, I'm gonna say it seems pretty challenging.
I mean, it's incredibly challenging, but we were fortunate enough to meet someone who not only wrote a book about it, but he'll help you every step of the way.
Wow, maybe I could start a business.
I think you probably could. Joshua, Denne.
Glad to be here, Rob.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
So you are a business coach, but I don't think a lot of people really understand what that means.
No, Rob, it's quite simple. A business coach is someone that helps an aspiring entrepreneur to get their vision into actual production so they can create revenue and actually start to move down that path towards success.
And so how did you even get into the business of being a coach?
I'm a business guy and I build businesses and I enjoy it, I love it. And I enjoy seeing people win. So I was helping a lot of my friends and other people, referring people, and it started taking time away from my enterprises. So I basically just started charging people, thinking it would send them away, but it only started growing and now it's become its own business.
What is it like traveling the world and giving conferences to people?
When I'm teaching or I'm talking to people around the world, I'm really just trying to inspire them, one, but two, I'm giving them a practical plan of how to get there. And the coolest thing is watching them actually implement it and then have success.
So you've been doing that for a very long time. What made you want to start or even consider writing a book?
The book's called Inevitable, Tipping the Scales in Your Favor. The book's been kind of a process of thought for the last decade. It's, as I'd go travel and talk to people, they'd say, hey, did you have a book? Did you write that down anywhere? And I always thought to myself, I should probably do that. I finally put it into the pages of this book and I'm very happy with it.
When the term tipping the scales in your favor is used, what does that mean?
If you can imagine a scale, there's positive and negative. If you're like me or like most people, they're maybe on the negative side. They don't know what it looks like. They weren't raised in that environment and they can see it, but it's out of reach. And the idea of tipping the scales is putting more information on this side than that we have on this side. And eventually the scales would tip if you're willing to focus on the daily disciplines that make it so.
Now, if someone's gonna read this book for the very first time, what are the 3 things you think that you really want them to get out of it?
The 3 things I'd want them to get out of this book, Robert: 1, inspiration. That regardless of their background, their race, their religion, capital resources or lack of it, that they can be successful. So inspiration would be 1. 2, I've got a path. I think I've got a really clear thing that I know I can do. And the 3rd thing I think they're gonna get is a step-by-step plan to start implementing some practical knowledge of how do I really do it.
With that being said, what do you think the biggest problems are with startup businesses nowadays?
Biggest mistake a business can do when they first launch is not research. So whether it's me or somebody else, I encourage people to get a coach right away.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
And now we're gonna check out some other businesses that it's inevitable that you're gonna wanna see.